All right, guys, good evening and welcome to this first Saturday night edition of Reckless Ascension Radio. So, we're at our new time on Saturdays because my boss is an asshole and liked to move me from my normal shift after 3 to midnight, so we've got to find a way to make this all work. All right, so let's get a little bit of news out of the way. For those of you who don't know yet, Simon actually stepped down tonight. We are really sorry to see him go. He's a fantastic addition to our team. And as I said in the announcement post, it's a tragic thing to see him go. He's been with us since the beginning. This all started, all of Reckless Ascension started when myself, Forgate, and Sai all kind of came together and said that we were going to turn this into one of the best clans that Warframe had ever seen. There's a lot of work in the early days getting people put up and just getting everything rolling on this whole thing. It seems like so long ago. This was in November, just after Planes launched. So this is kind of the end of an era. All of the originals have kind of moved on to bigger and better things, and we've left the hands in a brand new generation officially as of this point. As of this moment, our staff members are now Andrew Vu 169, Bling Gnome, and Miss Zeffy, the Troll. This kind of goes back to something that I said earlier, where change is pretty much a constant. Especially in the internet age where we all have instant gratification. If we want something, we just go to Google and get it and just kind of move on with our day. There's not much of a sense of community anymore. And I kind of wanted to take this time to talk about what Reckless Ascension is and the sorts of things that it means to everybody who's here. One of the answers, because we held interviews for the staff, and one of the answers, and I'm not going to say who it was from, but when I'm interviewing people and I'm trying to get an idea of whether they're a good fit for us or not, one of the answers that I was super fond of is, I asked them in their own words what they believe the mission and the purpose of Reckless Ascension is. The exact answer to this was, if I had to answer, I believe, with what I know, is that Reckless Ascension is meant to be an ideal. It's not a set thing for everyone, like a clan or a family or anything like that, but an ideal that means something different for everyone that becomes a part of it. To some, it may just be a clan. To others like me, a family. And to some, it's a brainchild meant to stand for itself for years to come. Reckless Ascension isn't a simple thing. Reckless Ascension is a complex combination meant to be seen differently by everyone. That, I could not have said that better myself. Everybody's going to see what we're doing here a little bit differently. My goals are going to be different than Forgate's goals. It's going to be different than all the staff goals or even all of the officers' goals. There's a lot of different stuff involved in all of this, and this is going to be a long journey for us. And I am going to wind up running these guys ragged, and I feel bad about it. But quite frankly, everybody needs help along the way. You can't rely on yourself to get it all done. And obviously, none of this is possible without everybody that, shows up and gets engaged and, calls Forgate some hentai otaku. And, even then, occasionally during our staff meetings, he'll have nosebleeds and have to leave because he can't handle it. So that's a true story that happened tonight as well. Good times. Staff meetings are always interesting. But again, when you see him officially welcome Bling into the family, poor guy. I'm going to have him doing so much. He's going to be so mad at me. But again, we're giving this a try tonight, guys. I do not know if I'm capable of doing this for 4 hours, but we're going to find out. So we're just going to go ahead and cut to a little bit of music. I'm going to look up some news stories and we'll get some bullshit talked about here.
Protest line, freedom scribbled on your sign. Headline, New York Times, standing on the edge of a revolution. Hey, hey, just obey your secret safe with the NSA. And God, we
can taste the color of the light. The light.
Take one of those and two of these, then watch the walls begin to breathe. I can taste the color of the lights. Wings are growing out of me, the floor is floating underneath. I can see the future burning bright. Future burning bright. The ceiling has us mesmerized, it feels like we could never die. Heading for the dark side of the moon. As we lift off into the sky, invincible and so alive. 10 feet tall and fucking bulletproof. Insanity is setting in, reality is getting thin. The universe just started slowing down. Yet suddenly we're traveling a million miles an hour. A million miles an hour. We're going a million miles an hour. A million miles an hour. When shadows all start breaking free, no longer held by gravity. Speaking to the galaxy, received and sending back to me. I can finally hear the speed of sound. The speed of fucking sound. I like this everlasting pill, cause time itself is standing still. Why is the room still spinning just the same? Turn off your phone so no one calls, cause you and I are tripping balls. I can still hear ringing in my brain. Insanity is setting in, reality is getting thin. See no signs of ever coming down. Yet suddenly we're traveling a million miles an hour. A million miles an hour. We're going a million miles an hour. A million miles an hour. A million miles an hour. Insanity is setting in, reality is getting thin. Particles are dancing all around. I can't deny the hardest thing for me is finding time to finally breathe. See no signs of ever coming down. Another wave is coming in. A million miles an hour. A million miles an hour. We're going a million miles an hour. 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 A million miles an
All right, that sets up our initial three from Nickelback. So what was that? Edge of a Revolution, Burn It to the Ground, and A Million Miles an Hour off of their 2015 album. I'll be entirely honest, I have absolutely no idea what the name is. No Fixed Address, that's what it was called. One other quick thing in RA news, and then we'll kind of switch this over to typically what we normally do. I am going to start looking to put together a league team. It's going to work a little bit differently than it has in the past, since we haven't actually had a ranked team since Season 7. But keep an eye out for that. There's going to be some announcements that go out. I'm going to be looking for a coach and analyst and 5 starters, potentially a sub as well. That's in its very early stages, so I'm not really going to do anything with it just yet, but we are going to look at trying to put some of that together to get some traction over there. All right, so in more of this gun control shit, it looks like students at a Florida high school actually walked out and had their own little protest in support of the Second Amendment. This is from Rockledge High School in Florida. It says, many students walked out of class on March 14th as part of the national school walkout that was held in support of the Parkland school shooting victims to protest gun violence and call for new control measures and all of that. But this school participated in it in support of the Second Amendment. A lot of them were wearing, MAGA shirts and all of that. And a lot of them were holding signs that said that they were pro Second Amendment. Additionally, many of the students continued to chant that people kill people, guns don't kill people, all that good stuff. It's pretty much the same stuff that we hear from the right when it comes to any of these gun control issues. It continues. And I don't see that we're ever going to really get past this. This may sound a touch on the insensitive side, but honestly, I don't know if I've really told a whole lot of people this, but the earliest of these school shootings, the Columbine incident, I was a sophomore in high school, sitting in history class at about 2 p.m. when the news of this came in. So one of the things that made this particularly interesting, at least on my end, was that that school was less than 5 miles away from my high school when it was going on. I was going to Thunder Ridge High School out in Highlands Ranch, Colorado, when all that went down. So I was about as close to it as you could get without actually being in it. That being said, I don't understand why the Parkland incident is as big as it is. I guess I just don't understand it. Maybe the students are... and you can get into the whole crisis actor and all of the other conspiracy theories that go along with it. I'm going to try and avoid those because, honestly, most of those just... whether you're for it or against it, it just makes you sound like an insane tinfoil hat type person to even go down that road. But like, school shootings happen all the fucking time. You can't stop it. Like, whether you make them a gun-free zone or whether I mean, there's another one, I forget where it was from, but in another state, there was another school shooting that was about to occur, and a resource officer actually disarmed the guy because he was armed, which, the NRA is touting as another big win. But fundamentally, I think as people, we often forget that, bad shit just happens. You can't stop it. There's always going to be some crazy asshole out there who wants to injure and hurt people and kill people, and he's going to find a way to do it. You can take away guns, and he'll use, fucking bombs. And you ban the things that go into bombs, and he'll use cars. You ban cars, he'll use knives. You ban knives, and all of a sudden we can't eat, we can't go anywhere. We can't fertilize fields, and we can't hunt, so we're all going to starve to death. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but some of this shit is just... it's getting old. I feel bad for the people who lost loved ones in the incident, but this, to me, it's just another statistic in all of it. And bad shit just happens, unfortunately. We're people. We're not perfect. Move on. That's really all I'm going to say on this subject.
break her ass, she climbs it to the beat. She likes to pull my hair when I'm making grenadines. I like to strip the
For kombucha, I am a kombucha.
to know what she is, no doubt about it. She's a bad, bad girlfriend. She's a bad, bad girlfriend. She's a bad, bad girlfriend. The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. Thought she was a goner, but the bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Don't you know the bitch came back? I like her so much better when she's down on her knees. Cause when she's in my face is when I'm starting to see that all my friends are right for thinking that we be wrong. Well, she's so fucking stupid that she's singing along. The trouble with girls is they're all the same. Forget the diamonds and pearls, they just want a ring. Before you know it, you're like a dog on a leash. Well, you can try and change the world, but you won't change me. The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. I thought she was a goner, but the bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Don't you know the bitch came back? There she goes again, she's always breaking my balls. No matter what I do, somehow it's always my fault. She says I must be cheating cause I turned off my phone, but that's the only frickin' way she'll leave me alone. The trouble with girls is it's never enough. They love to complain and they never shut up. They like to tell you the way it ought to be. Go on and tell the world, but just don't tell me. The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. I thought she was a goner, but the bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Don't you know the bitch came back? It ain't a joke when I say I wanna throw you out. Look who's laughing now. The bitch came back. The bitch came back. The bitch came back. She just couldn't stay away. The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. Thought she was a goner, but the bitch came back. She won't stay the fuck away. The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. I thought she was a goner. The bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Don't you know the bitch came? The bitch came back the very next day. Oh, the bitch came back. I thought she was a goner, but the bitch came back. She couldn't stay away. Don't you know the bitch came back? Wake up to a cloudy day, dark rolls in and it starts to rain.
staring out to the cage like walls. Time goes by and the shadows crawl. Crushing candy, crushing pills. Got no job, mom pays my bills. Texting exes, get my fills. Sweating bullets, Netflix chills. World's out there singing the blues. 20 more dead on the evening news. Think to myself, really what's the use? I'm just like you, I was born to lose. Why, oh why can't you just fix me? When all I want's to feel numb, but the medication's all gone. Why, oh why does God hate me? When all I want's to get high and forget this so-called life. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. Can't wait to feel better than I ever will. Tack that shit like a kid on Benadryl. Chase it down with a hopeful smile. Hate myself, I can go for miles. They say family's all you need. Someone to trust can help you breathe. Inhale that drug but you start to choke. You fall on the outs of an inside joke. Why, oh why can't you just fix me? When all I want's to feel numb, but the medication's all gone. Why, oh why does God hate me? Cause I've seen enough of it, heard enough of it, felt enough of it, had enough of it. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. Superman is a hero, but only when his mind is clear though. He needs that fix like the rest of us, so he's got no fear when he saves that bus. All the stars in the Hollywood Hills, Snapchat live when they pop them pills. All those flavors of the rainbow, too bad that shit don't work though. Your friends are high right now, your parents are high right now. That hot chick's high right now, that cop is high right now. The president's high right now, your priest is high right now. Everyone's high as fuck right now and no one's ever coming down. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate. I am so freaking bored, nothing to do today. I guess I'll sit around and medicate.
All right, that was our 3 set out of Theory of the Dead Man. So that was, Jesus, my memory is so bad. That was Bad Girlfriend, Bitch Came Back, and Medicate. All right. So, in other news, apparently, Mexico is aiding an Easter invasion into the United States. They're helping about 1,000 illegals cross the border. And in a quote, Mexican officials have aided a Holy Week caravan of over 1,000 migrants headed to the U.S. border to demand Easter asylum. While most of these are actually Hondurans, not Mexicans, they're posting bullshit celebrations on Facebook and chanting that we are migrants, we're not criminals, we are workers. Unfortunately, if you're entering the country illegally, that does in fact make you an illegal, because you're breaking immigration laws. Why are people so fucking stupid? At some point, the left has got to fucking realize that you can't break a law because it feels like the right thing to do. There's an entire process dedicated to laws in this nation. I mean, Christ, this whole country was founded as a country of laws. We exist to mimic the Roman Empire, which in and of itself was meticulous in its record keeping and its laws. Christ, they were the original republic, which again we're a mimic after. If you are one of the people who supports this type of stuff, please be smarter in the way that you position your arguments, because claiming that people are not illegal for breaking laws is fundamentally one of the dumbest logical arguments you can make. It's true. You can, seriously, go a different route. Say, hey, it's a humanitarian effort. We're trying to set, while these people are illegals, we're trying to raise awareness. Come up with something better. But simply saying that people who are breaking the law are not, in fact, breaking the law is fundamentally fucking stupid. Please, I beg you, come up with something better. It gets a little old trouncing these arguments for essentially fundamental mistakes. Okay? I need the left to remember how to formulate, actual rhetorical arguments, because this is just getting beyond stupid.
I'm at war with the world and they try to pull me into The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. My secret side I keep hid under lock and key. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. Cause if I let him out, tear me up, break me down. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I
Feel like a monster.
I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I kinda lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster. 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 I'm just a step away, I'm just a breath away, losing my faith today.
Falling off the edge today.
I am just a man, not superhuman.
I'm not superhuman.
Someone save me from the hate. It's just another war, just another family torn.
Falling from my feet today.
Just a step on the edge, just another day in the world we live. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero. I need a hero to save my life. A hero will save me. I've gotta fight today to live another day. Speaking my mind today.
My voice will be heard today.
I've gotta make a stand, but I am just a man.
I'm not superhuman.
My voice will be heard today. It's just another war, just another family
My
torn.
voice will be heard today.
It's just another kill. The countdown begins to destroy ourselves. I need a hero to save me now. I need a hero. I need a hero to save my life. A hero will save me. I need a hero to save my life. I need a hero just in time. Save me just in time. Save me just in time. Who's gonna fight for us?
All right, that was our trio from Skillet. Thanks to Ryu for the request on that one. So that was, my God, that was Hero, Monster, and Awaken Alive. So into some more brazen stupidity around this fantastic country. Those of you who are unfamiliar with ICE, no, not the shit that sexually frustrated people chew on. I'm talking about the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Agency. There is, for those of you who don't know, this is a government organization that goes up, rounds illegals, puts them on planes, sends them back so they can, run back across the border, and we repeat the whole fucking process again 6 months later. There is a hotline being deployed in Somerville, Massachusetts. It is a text message service to warn residents of federal immigration and customs enforcement raids. It is being developed by a group called the Welcome Project, and it's currently in testing phases and will allow residents to report and receive alerts about ICE action inside the city. They have put their phone number out on the internet, which is a fantastically stupid idea because once Reddit and 4chan get a hold of it, it's going to be fucking impossible for them to discern fact and fiction. So the internet dark hats will take care of this, I'm sure. But again, it seems, for whatever reason, we want to circumvent law and prevent people who are a drain on the government's financial resources to, evade capture and deportation. I don't understand why. I don't understand outside of some of the obvious stuff why they would continue to do this. It makes sense for me that high-level Democrats would be pushing for this stuff because poor immigrants tend to vote Democratic, so they want to import as many votes as possible to stay in power. But aside from that, I can't oh my God, I can't talk. I need more bourbon. I can't for the life of me understand why people around the country would continue to do this. And continue to support these organizations and not put the people who are aiding and abetting criminals in jail. Everybody who is a part of this Welcome Project should be arrested and charged with obstruction and aiding and abetting. It does not make sense to me. This country is so fucking... We have our priorities so ass backwards. I don't know. Fuck, maybe I'm the minority in this. I don't know. Let me hear some of your guys' thoughts on this. All right, that was a back-to-back triple set. Requests from Andrew Vu, Two Steps from Hell. It was Star Sky, Enchantress, and Victory. Followed up by a 3-set of Offspring. That was Session, LAPD, and Me and My Old Lady. So looking around the world, it would appear that if you don't know who this guy is, you probably should, because he's well on his way to becoming the next Kim Jong-un. This would be Recep Erdogan. Erdogan. I don't know how the hell you say that name. He's Turkish. Anyway, he's the president of Turkey, if you guys remember from the... I'll air quote this and call it a coup. A couple years back when he seized power in Turkey, they claimed it was a fair and free election, but anybody who was paying attention saw some fuckery going on there. So the latest from this this lunatic is he is now Turkey has applied for entrance into both the EU and NATO. And since then, there have been some concerns over, whether or not the election was legitimate, and there was some other shit that came out where he executed a bunch of people and all this. Well, his latest nonsense is he is now threatening some islands off the coast of Greece. Let's see, it's Greece and the Aegean Islands, I believe it is. They're essentially challenging the Lausanne Treaty. They're not. Turkey is stating that Cyprus is a portion of Turkey, and they're looking to reclaim it. I mean, this guy has actually made threats against Russia, the United States, Syria. He's also deployed troops into Syria to exterminate the Kurds along the Syrian-Turkish border. This guy's actually a lunatic. And part of me wonders if the psychotic behavior of Kim Jong-un isn't actually spreading to the rest of the world. So some of these dictators think, oh, okay, well, they're getting away with it. I guess we can get away with it now. It boggles my mind that we're still doing this, 100 years later, dealing with tyrants and dictators in these nations that essentially, they don't care about sovereignty. They just go in and decide to take what they want. This is going to be the shit that sparks World War III, if anything else. Like, forget all of the lunatic left Trump Russia nonsense, because they still haven't been able to prove this almost 3 fucking years later. But the Middle East is, God, what a shithole this place is. You've got dictators left and right who are all trying to push some agenda, all fighting with each other and everybody else along their borders. You've got Israel being a destabilizing force in the Middle East. This is all insane. I'm so happy I'm above the draft age. Good luck. Good luck, kids.
Child, you say to me, I am the voice of your history. Be not afraid, come follow me. Answer my call and I'll set you. I am the voice in the wind and the pouring rain. I am the voice of your hunger and pain. I am the voice that always is calling you. I am the voice, I will remain. Scendoni del caffò, sole sordo danziali. Fill the glasses one more time and never heed the empty bottle. Turn the water into wine and turn the party up full throttle.
All right, welcome back. So, in getting out of sort of the depressing news and all of the horrible shit, we'll move into something that's actually pretty cool. So apparently, NASA is working on a new exoplanet hunter to search for some of these other Earth-like planets out there. Really, I don't want to try and sum this up in my own words. I don't know enough about this to really have an informed opinion. I just thought it was a cool article that I wanted to share with everybody. So I'll just go ahead and go through some of the article here. Let's see. So the search for worlds circling stars far beyond our solar system will resume in the coming weeks with NASA's launch of a spacecraft scientists hope will enlarge the known catalog of so-called exoplanets believed capable of supporting life. NASA plans to send the Transitioning Exoplanet Survey Satellite, or TESS, into orbit from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida aboard a SpaceX 9 Falcon rocket set to blast off between April 16th and June on a 2-year mission that's going to cost about $340 million. So the latest NASA astrophysics endeavor is designed to build on the work of its predecessor, the Kepler Space Telescope, which discovered the bulk of some 3,500 exoplanets documented during the past 20 years, revolutionizing one of the newest fields in space science. NASA expects TESS to detect thousands more previously unknown worlds, perhaps hundreds of them, Earth-sized or super Earth-sized, which is no larger than twice as big as our home planet. Such worlds are believed to stand the greatest chance of having rocky surfaces and oceans, and thus are considered the most promising candidates for the evolution of life. Astronomers hope to end up with anywhere from 10 to 30 more rocky exoplanets for further study. Let's see. The new probe would take about 60 days to attain its highly elliptical, first-of-a-kind orbit that will loop between the Earth and the Moon every 2.5 weeks. So it's a 2.5-week orbit. That's interesting. Let's see. Kepler's positioning system broke down in 2013, about 4 years after launch, and has nearly run out of fuel. So it sounds like that satellite's about done. Let's see. TESS, roughly the size of a refrigerator with solar panel wings, is equipped with 4 special cameras to survey 200,000 stars that are relatively near the sun and thus among the brightest in the sky. This is all really cool. This is honestly where we should be spending the bulk of some of our research, is hitting this last frontier. I mean, our planet's going to be overrun with people here real soon, so we got to start looking up if we want to keep going on. It's really good. I was actually really disappointed when the space shuttle program came to an end, though I can understand it. We weren't really accomplishing a whole lot with it. We really do need to look into like some alternative fuel sources, or need to get further into the science of like spatial folding and all of that good stuff. It's good though.
I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long, the future is coming on. I ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long, the future is coming on. It's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on, it's coming on.
Finally, someone
someone let me out of my cage. Now, time for me is nothing cause I'm counting no A's. Nah, I couldn't be there. Nah, you shouldn't be scared. I'm good at repairs and I'm under each snare. Intangible, bet you didn't think, so I command you to. Panoramic view, look, I'll make it all manageable. Pick and choose, sit and lose, all you different crews. Chicks and dudes, so you think it's really kicking tunes. Picture you getting down in a picture tube, like you lit the fuse. You think it's fictional, mystical, maybe spiritual. Hero who appears in you to clear your view when you're too crazy. Lifeless to those, the definition for what life is. Priceless to you because I put you on the hype shit. You like it? Gun smoke, you're righteous with one toe. You're psychic among those, possess you with one go.
Happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. Ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on.
The essence, the basics, without it you make it. Allow me to make this childlike in nature. Rhythm, you have it or you don't, that's a fallacy, I'm in them. Every sprouting tree, every child of peace, every cloud and sea. You see with your eyes, I see destruction and demise. Corruption in the skies from this enterprise. Now I'm sucked into your lives through rust, so not as muscles, but percussion you provide with me as a guide. Y'all can see me now cause you don't see with your eye. You perceive with your mind, that's the end. So I'ma stick around with Russ and be a mentor. Bust a few rhymes so motherfuckers remember what the thought is. I brought all this so you can survive when law is lawless. Feeling sensations that you thought was dead. No squealing, remember that it's all in your head.
Ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. The future is coming on. Ain't happy, I'm feeling glad I got sunshine in a bag. I'm useless, but not for long. My future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. My future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. My future is coming on. It's coming on. It's coming on. My future.
Hallo.
It's there.
You've got to press it on you. You just think it, that's what you do, baby. Hold it down, babe.
Go back to sleep, honey. Oh.
Windmill, windmill for the land, I'm forever hand in hand. Take it all, live on your stride. It is taking voting down. Love forever, love is free. Let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill, windmill for the land, is everybody in.
Laughing gas, these hazmats, fast cats, lining them up like ass crack. Ladies, ponies at the track, it's my chocolate attack. Shit, I'm stepping in harder this year. Yeah, bear repping in harder this year. Watch me as I gravitate. Ha 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 ha. Yo, we gon' ghost town, this Motown with your sound. You in the blink, gon' bite the dust, can't fight with us. With your sound, you kill the ink, so don't stop, get it, until you chat it, hit it. Watch the way I navigate. Ha 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 ha.
Windmill, windmill for the land, I'm forever hand in hand. Take it all, live on your stride. It is taking voting down. Love forever, love is free. Let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill, windmill for the land, is everybody in.
Don't stop, get it, deep high, captains in it, steady, watch me navigate. Don't stop, get it, deep high, captains in it, steady, watch me navigate. friend. There's beauty in the bleeding. At least you feel something. I wish I knew what it was like to care enough to carry on. I wish I knew what it was like to find a place where I belong. But I am a machine, I never sleep. I keep my eyes wide open. I am a machine, a part of me wishes I could just feel something. I am a machine, I never sleep until I feel
Don't know what's going on, don't know what went wrong. Feels like 100 years, I still can't believe you're gone. So I'll stay up all night with these bloodshot eyes, while these walls surround me with the story of our life. I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. I tell myself that I don't miss you at all. Now that I am denying that I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. Now things are coming clear, and I don't need you here. And in this world around me, I'm glad you disappeared. So I'll stay out all night, get drunk and fucking fight until the morning comes out. Forget about our life. I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. I tell myself that I don't miss you at all. Now that I am denying that I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. First time you screamed at me, I should have made you leave. I should have known it could be so much better. I hope you're missing me. I hope I've made you say that I'm gone forever. And now it's coming clear that I don't need you here. And in this world around me, I'm glad you disappeared. I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. I tell myself that I don't miss you at all. Now that I am denying that I feel so much better now that you're gone forever. And now you're gone forever. And now you're gone forever.
All right, guys, we are going to go ahead and wrap this up. I know I said it initially we were going to do 4 hours, but I'm watching people just kind of drop like flies. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that Marv is kind of a piece of shit. As I've been sitting here, I have been looking through. I do think I have a replacement. I just got to figure out how to set it up and get it moving, so hopefully we don't run into this problem next time. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the show. We'll be here to do it again next week, and I'm going to go ahead and take us out the same way we got brought in.